Welcome to Lesson 2. Before we start picking tools, it helps to understand what's actually happening when you use AI. Don't worry, there's no math and no coding here. I'll explain it in plain English, the way you'd explain it to a friend. Once you get the basic idea of how these tools think, you'll understand why they're amazing at some things and surprisingly bad at others, and you'll get much better results. Let's pull back the curtain. There are really two flavors of AI you'll run into. The first is generative AI. As the name suggests, it generates brand new content like writing an email, drafting a blog post, or making an image. ChatGPT and the design features in Canva are generative. This is what you'll use most, and it's the focus of this course. The second flavor is predictive AI. Instead of creating things, it forecasts and spots patterns, like predicting which leads are most likely to buy or flagging an unusual charge as possible fraud. You often won't install predictive AI separately. It's quietly built into tools you already use, like your accounting software or CRM. Knowing the difference helps you set the right expectations for each tool. Here's the single most useful thing to understand. A tool like ChatGPT works a bit like the autocomplete on your phone, just vastly more powerful. It was trained on enormous amounts of text from books, articles, and the web, and it learned the patterns of how language fits together. When you ask it something, it predicts the most likely next words, piece by piece, to form a helpful answer. The important catch is that it's predicting what sounds right, not looking up a verified fact. That's why it can be incredibly fluent and still be confidently wrong. So treat it as fluent, not all-knowing. For anything that matters, like a price, a date, or a legal point, you sanity check it. We'll come back to this. Now let's meet the big three general-purpose assistants. These are the Swiss Army knives that do a little of everything. ChatGPT is the most popular and a great default first pick for writing, brainstorming, and answering questions. Claude is especially strong with longer documents and careful, thoughtful writing and analysis. Google Gemini is built right into Gmail Docs and Sheets, so it's a natural fit if your business already lives in Google Workspace. Each one has a free version that's genuinely useful and a paid plan around $20 a month that gives you the smartest models and higher limits. My advice? Don't agonize. Pick one as your daily driver. Learn it well, and you can always try the others later. Let's set clear expectations so you aim AI at the right targets. On the left, the things it's genuinely great at: writing first drafts of emails, posts, and documents, summarizing long text or a meeting transcript, brainstorming ideas, names, and angles, rewriting something to be shorter or friendlier, and explaining a complicated topic in plain language. These are everyday wins. On the right, where it struggles: exact facts, current prices, and recent events, precise math, anything that requires your private business data it's never seen, and areas where being wrong is costly, like legal, tax, or medical specifics. The pattern is simple. Lean on AI for drafting and thinking. Keep a human in the loop for facts and final decisions. Play to its strengths, and it rarely disappoints. There's a term you'll hear a lot, and it's worth knowing: hallucination. That's when AI states something false but sounds completely confident doing it. It might invent a statistic, make up a fake source, or get a detail wrong. It isn't lying on purpose. Remember, it's predicting plausible words, not checking a database. So 3 habits will protect you. Always verify any fact, name, number, or quote before you rely on it. When you can, ask the tool for sources you can actually click and check. And never paste sensitive customer or financial data into a free public tool. We'll dig into safety in Lesson 7. For now, just hold this rule. Treat every AI answer as a smart first draft, not gospel, and you'll stay out of trouble. The difference between a useless answer and a great one is usually the prompt, which is just a fancy word for your instruction. Here's a simple recipe I want you to remember: role, task, context, format. First, give it a role, like you are a friendly marketing copywriter for a local bakery. Second, State the task clearly, like write 3 Instagram captions for our new sourdough loaf. Third, add context, who the audience is, the tone you want, key facts, and anything to avoid. And fourth, specify the format. How long, how many options, bullet points or not, emojis or not. The more specific you are, the better it gets. Vague questions get vague answers, and don't stop at the first try. Just tell it what to change and it'll revise instantly. A common question, free or paid, start free. The free versions are perfect for learning and for light occasional use, and you'll get a real feel for what helps your business. Once a tool is clearly saving you time every single week, upgrade that one to the paid plan, usually around $20 a month, which gives you the smartest models, higher usage limits, and the newest features. If you'll be handling any customer or financial information, look at the business or team plans, because those promise not to use your data to train the AI, which matters for privacy. And wherever you start, take 2 minutes to check the data settings, since some free tools may learn from what you type. We'll cover all of this carefully in Lesson 7. Let's recap the foundations. There are 2 flavors of AI, generative, which creates content, and predictive, which forecasts patterns in the background. Generative tools work like a powerful autocomplete, so they're fluent, but you must verify anything factual to avoid hallucinations. Pick one assistant, ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, as your daily driver and learn it well. And use the role, task, context, format recipe to get sharp, useful results every time. You now understand the engine under the hood. From here on, it's all practical application. In Lesson 3, we put AI to work where most owners see the fastest payoff: marketing. We'll cover content, social media, email, and design, with the exact tools to use. See you there.